Okay. Hello everyone. This is Ghoti1482 or Fish1482. And this is going to be the first part of the Ocarina of Time N8% no RBA Wrong Warp. What this category aims to do is it aims to beat the game in as little time as possible with two restrictions, those being not using the glitch's reverse bottle adventure or the glitch wrong warp. In short, reverse bottle adventure, you can manipulate the memory with bottles and getting it on your B button. It's a bunch of wackiness. And wrong warp, it sounds pretty, self-explanatory. You warp from one location to another that you're not supposed to be. A couple of things to know when going into this tutorial would be like how to super slide, how to get ISG, how to hover, what things like mega flip, mega side hop are, and I'm still going to go into these things in pretty good detail when I get to them, but it just will be a little less detail in certain parts. I apologize for clearing my throat often. I live in upstate New York, so we have some bad winter weather going on right now. Anyway, for the beginning portion of this, all we want to do in Ghoti Forest is get the sword, get the shield, and leave. And the shield is problematic because it costs 40 rupees, and we don't have that immediately, so we want to get that as quickly as possible because this is a speedrun after all. And so, what we are going to do is on our way to the sword chest and to the shop, we're going to gather 40 rupees to buy the shield so that we can leave the forest early. Right here, for any text, just mash B and A. C up also works if you really want to go try hard mashing, but okay, so here we just want to walk up and around and roll to get out the door. As soon as we come out of Link's house, we're going to have a interesting camera angle, so you want to just face upward, so tap up on the control stick, Z target, and backflip, and that'll give us a good angle to get a rupee that we need. So, face up, Z target, and backflip, and now we're going to backwalk to roughly here. And then, I don't exactly have any kind of visual cue for this, but I just kind of mess around with it so I have like a mental timing. You want to be able to side hop to where you get that rupee right there. And, I don't know, I'm not really sure how to explain how to do that other than just to play around with it. Anyway, as soon as you get this rupee, you want to backwalk and then backflip up here. And then we're just going to head to the sword chest, backflip over these, and then enter the crawl space. As soon as you exit this crawl space, we're going to do a similar thing to the beginning of the game. We're going to tap up, and then backflip, and then side hop right twice. So, tap up, backflip, side hop right twice, and then start backwalking for these rupees. There's a 5 rupee right there that you can get, and then we're just going to make our way to the sword chest. Target the chest, and then backwalk, and then we're just going to side hop right to this rupee over here. Then we're going to get back to the crawl space to leave the little sword maze. Equipping the sword here is helpful, I don't know. As soon as we get out of here, we're going to tap up and backflip yet again. So we tap up, Z target, backflip, side hop left, backflip, backflip again, so that we're up here. Backflip one more time and push B mid backflip to pull out your sword. And then side hop left 3 times so that you're here. Slice your sword so that you get the rupee behind the sign. And then this is where the rupee route diverges for some people, because some people like to go and clip onto that bridge right there, and get that 5 rupee, and other people don't like that trick. And they like to go behind the house, so I'll be showing both of those. You want to make your way to roughly here, and then you want to climb up and push B to jump slash. I didn't do that correctly. The frame that Link is above the bridge, and you should clip up onto it, and then you just claim your prize. If you don't want to do that, however, because sometimes it can be finicky and troll you, you can walk around here and grab this 5 rupee here. Now we're going to get the 5 rupees by jumping across these stones. After jumping across these stones, you can either jump slash here or backflip like I did to just get away. Time saver there. The final 5 to get the 40 for the shield is behind the shop there. So now, before we leave the shop, you want to equip the shield. Not necessary, just faster. Now we want to make our way to this exit here. Normally we would have to beat the Decker tree in order to get past this guy, but there's a way to get past him without beating the Decker tree, and that is the way that RBA Wrong Warp uses anyway, is called crouch stab escape. We're going to be crouch stabbing this wall right here, and we're going to interrupt that crouch stab and talk to him, and the recoil from the crouch stab will push us into this guy, and then we're just going to roll under him and leave. And so, excuse Navi there. One method to doing this is to use C up. So I like to wedge myself into this corner and turn right. And then I like to make it so that my A button is pretty much with the corner of the, or the corner in between this wall. So this corner right here is where my A button should be when I C up. So like right here should work. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push B to crouch stab. Oh yeah, another small trick here is that if you have your sword put away, you can push B and then R immediately to draw your sword quickly, so that you don't have to have a funky timing on the crouch stab. Anyway, we're gonna push B to crouch stab, and then in the middle of the crouch stab, we're gonna push A to talk to him, so it looks like that. And then we clipped through him, and now we're on the inside of him, and then we would roll out that way, and then we would be in the Ocarina cutscene. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you a couple different methods of doing this. As opposed to using C up, there are a couple of different ways to do it. You can do what is called ESS position, and that is a position on your control stick where Link kind of just turns like that, but he doesn't move. And you can get in this corner, and you can just turn slightly less than 90 degrees right, and then do the same thing. Push B and then push A to interrupt it. Now, this needs to be done with a little bit of timing because the clip won't work if you don't get what's called infinite sword glitch. Because, I'm not sure why, actually, but you'll notice that, like, when I interrupt my crouch stab, I put away my sword, and then it's like, it's got a little white streak on its way to the sheath. And this means that my sword is swinging infinitely, and this has a couple of useful properties that I'll explain later. But, as for now, another method to doing this, besides the ESS method, is to target this wall, turn 180, then turn 90 right and target him. Then you want to untarget him, and then it's like, I believe you want to shield turn down left. I didn't. I think I turned down. Yeah, that should work. And then just crouch stab and interrupt it. And now this is the current fastest method, excuse me, is doing this, and that is to target this wall, face left, slash your sword, and that puts you in a good position, and then before your camera turns, because I'm being slow, tap up on your control stick so that Link hits the wall with his crouch tab, and then interrupt it with A. I'm not very good at that method, but... There we go. And that is the basics of crouch tab escape. Now we're going to roll under him like that, so that we go into the Ocarina cutscene, because the Ocarina we need in a couple of places, like Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple. And those are really it, but nevertheless we need it. Here I'm just mashing B and A. Rather simple, rather straightforward. Now, after I get out of this cutscene, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around, and then I'm going to side hop left, and then back walk to where I'm just past the tree root, excuse me. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. And then I'll side hop left twice to talk to the owl. So that'll look like... I'm a little early, but... Rather be early in explaining than late, I suppose. So again... You want to turn 180, and then side hop left, and then back walk until you get to like here, and then you want to side hop left twice to talk to the owl. And I do this because this puts me in a relatively, this puts me in almost the same position every time, so that I can get an angle to set me up for a trick called WES, or Water Extended Super Slide. Now, how I get this angle is I start walking, and I aim a little bit to the right of this tree, and then I just turn around and back walk. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to recoil off of the fence that's up here, and then during that recoil I'm going to hold the ESS position that I was talking about during crouch stab escape, and that'll send me flying backwards at immense speeds, and that speed will allow me to skip this owl. I side hop left there, and then jump slash with good timing. And now I'm pausing here just to get ESS position because I'm playing on a GameCube controller, and ESS position on a GameCube controller is difficult. Oh, I missed it. So I don't get to skip this owl, but... if you miss the WES, like I did, I wasn't holding enough on the control stick, and so I just kind of stopped short, and that's how I know that I wasn't holding enough. If you are holding too much, then Link will like spaz out and fly in different directions, and you won't WES though. And if you're holding just right, you'll know, because you'll slide and slide. And then during the slide you want to release Z target so that you turn, because that's what you're doing during ESS position, is you're turning. But anyway, I grabbed the chicken here because it's a faster method of getting into the bottom of the well than using Navi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the chicken, and then I'm going to do the same thing that I did to get through the guard at the beginning of the Ghoti Forest, and that is to crouch stab and then interrupt it by grabbing the chicken. And as you can see, my sword got put away, and the chicken is infinitely being attacked. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn around. So And then I'm going to shield drop by hitting R and backflip at the same time, so that looks like this. And then the cutscene for the chicken is activated before I hit the water, so the game doesn't realize that there's water there. And then I'm free to just walk into the bottom of the well. Now, if you aren't very good at chicken ISG, which, I don't know, some people find that trick to be very finicky, so they don't do it, and they just wait for Navi, and I'll show you that in just a second. Those characters appear because I'm playing this on Wii Virtual Console, and I have an American Wii, and as you can see, this is in Japanese. Anyway, what some people do here, instead of getting the chicken, is they jump in the well, and then they climb up, or they just jump across the well and climb up so that they're standing on an edge, and then they pull out their sword, or they just tap B twice so that Link pulls out a sword, and then when he pulls out a sword, he takes a step back, and because he's standing on an edge, he falls, and then the second B push makes him jump slash. Now, if you talk to Navi during the animation for the jump slash, you'll take a step back after the jump slash, but then you'll talk to Navi, so then the game won't realize that there's water there either. And then you can just swim into the bottom of the well. Now when you get in here, you just go through the crawl space, and then you can either... What I do is I do a couple of side hops to get down here. Then I slash the Skulltula and then run around him. You can kill him too if you want, but slashing him and running around him is just a little bit faster because you don't have to wait for him to turn around. So now we're going to make our way over here so that we can grab a key to open a door. You need to open this door, one door in specific, and that being the door on the other side of this crawl space. Now, when I'm going to back out of this crawl space here, and if you'll notice, the camera is still kind of panned on the crawl space for a little bit while I'm still moving around, and that has an interesting side effect when I try and open a door at the same time as that crawl space, or that little cutscene where the crawl space is going on. In that I have loaded a different room, but I'm still in this room because the game can only handle like one cutscene at a time. So what I did there is as soon as I came out of the crawl space, I held a little bit down from down left. I took a step and then I rolled and mashed A. And then as soon as I heard Link open the door, I stopped mashing A and then I started coming back towards the crawl space. And now what I just did is I did a glitch called an actor glitch. I unloaded all of the actors in this room, like treasure chests, enemies. If you'll notice, there's no like here, that like there used to be. There's also no treasure chest, no gold Skulltula. The treasure chest that we just got is not there. Oh, excuse me, I lost my bearings. One other actor that is unloaded is this water. The little cosmetic effect there is still there, but the water isn't physically there, so we can just jump in. Now this room that I'm entering right now is very important, because this room is where we access bomb shoes from. And bomb shoes, or actually any explosive in this game, is very valuable because it breaks the game in ways that you wouldn't even imagine. But the only way that we can get bomb shoes from here is if the Skulltula that's usually hanging from right there is in this room. And the only way that we can do that is by reloading the room, and the fastest way to do that is to go in this room and kill that enemy. Now what I did there is I jump slashed into the hand so that I stored a power crouch, I stored a jump slash damage. And crouch stabbing in this game has a weird damage effect, I guess, in that it does the damage of your last attack. So let's say that swinging the Kokiri sword does 1 damage, and jump slashing does 2. If I jump slash and then crouch stab, my crouch stab is doing 2 damage each time. And that can be useful because I can like jump slash with a Deku stick and then crouch stab, and then my crouch stab will be doing 4 damage and I won't be wasting a Deku stick. Now here, I jump slashed Dead Hand after his left arm moved twice, because that's when he's trying to go back underground, and then that allows me to hit him before he goes underground. Now before I leave this room, I want to go over here and grab this 200 rupee chest. Because we're going to use those rupees to buy the Hylian shield in Castle Town. One second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, now we're gonna, after getting that 200 rupee chest, we're going to leave, and as you can see, the spatula is back. Now this trick is a doozy for newcomers. What we're gonna do is we're gonna backwalk into the corner here so that we go down under the vines. We're gonna turn 90 left, see target. We're just gonna slash our sword, hit the wall, and then we're gonna turn 90 left again. So now we're in a good position to hit the spatula and then go down onto the vines, and then be hit through this vine wall. Because when Link drops and re-grabs the vines, his animation is partially through the vine wall for a second, or for one frame actually. And what we aim to do is we aim to get hit by that spatula when we are partially through the vines. And so, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to backwalk onto the vines, climb back up, turn 90 left, slash the wall, and that puts me here, and then I turn 90 left, and now I'm where I'm at. Now what I want to do is I want to hit the spatula when he's at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push B when he's at the top of his up-down motion, so that'll look like that, and then I'm pausing here so that I can get better inputs, because in this game it has a little bit of input lag in between every pause, so you can input literally frame by frame. So what I'm doing now is I'm backwalking down onto the vines, and I want to make it so that Link's left hand goes down once. So now what I'm doing is I'm just pausing to look for certain frames to input on. I'm not holding anything, I'm just pushing pause and unpause. And now, the frames that I'm looking for, there are a couple of significant ones. And those are, there's going to be two really, really skinny legs up in the top right of my screen. It should be around C right. And I'll note those if I see them. I might be a little early, so I believe that is one of the skinny legs. So now, the next frame, that just means that I hit the spatula at a strange time, so you can't see the other leg. So the next frame, that leg should be near my C down, and now this leg will move a little bit upright after this frame. And this frame right here is the most important. This one, we want to buffer one frame of down and A, so you drop and it should look like this. Well, once I actually get the buffering. There we go. So now we want to buffer one frame of down. I'm not very good at pause buffering this trick, mainly because I never buffer it. I do it unbuffered. Okay, so there was our one frame of down. Now we just hold up and unpause and we should flip. Now, after we clip, we let go of everything, and then when we hit the unloaded water, we face down left, and then you can see directly underneath my C down is the bombshell chest. So now we just want to swim. But say that you don't get that and you fall down. What you do is you get it roughly to like right here, and then what I make sure is that my B button is like aligned with that corner. It's not a specific angle at all. And then I turn around, I hold target, Z or L. I'm going to refer to it Z and L throughout this entire tutorial because I use a GameCube controller, but I know this is an N64 game, so excuse that. But anyway, you hold target and you backflip, and now I'm just going to swim like down right, and I watch my shadow here because there's a possibility of you getting stuck on an unloaded ceiling. And how I know that I didn't get stuck is my shadow went into that loaded texture and then it clipped back out of it. And so now I can just fall into this bomb shoe, or into the room with the bomb shoes and claim my prize. After getting your bomb shoes, you want to equip them to whatever C button you would prefer to have them on, and save warp, meaning save and reset. So now when we load our file back up, we're at the beginning of the well. We want to leave and head to Castle Town because we need Zelda's Lullaby. And so, because I missed the West earlier, I don't have the, well, normally I would not have the ability to get Castle before night. Because if you get the West and you skip the Owl, and then you skip him again like I'm about to do, or like I'm about to attempt to do anyway, sorry about that again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line myself up with a texture. It's not specific at all. This white texture right here, I line myself up with it. Then I do 3 side hops left. And then I target that sign because that final side hop put me over the trigger zone for the owl text, and it put me within the reach of the sign, so that put Link as busy. And now I'm going to target the sign and kind of like hug the wall, so that Link is registered as busy. And I might have just failed this Castle Before Night strategy. That's silly. Yeah. Okay, so what I would have done is, if I didn't see the bridge go up, I would have gotten onto the bridge and then released my camera. But, I didn't do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take damage from the stall children, because I need to tell myself to skip a cutscene later. And, 1 heart will do. So now I'm just kind of waiting for night. Waiting for night to pass so that I can... so that I can get into the Castle Town and get Zelda's Lullaby. This is not fun to use because it's about 90 seconds or so of just sitting here and waiting. And with the new strategy of getting onto the loaded chain and then releasing your camera, you really shouldn't miss it, but I'm just bad at this game. But you know what they say, those who can do, and those who can't teach. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, now we're just making our way to Zelda like we would in a casual playthrough after getting the Kokiri Emerald, but we didn't get it, so. Anyway, if you didn't take damage from the stall children for some reason, or say that you got Castle Before Night, unlike me, then what you would do is, after this owl text, you would bonk into the tree the owl is standing on, and then you would damage yourself off of the gold Skulltula. There we go. But I don't want to do that, because if I touch it, then I'll die. So there are a couple of different strategies to going through this castle courtyard. One would be to come over here. I'm not very good at this one, so excuse me. But you would try and do that without getting caught. And then you would just make your way. Let me think. You can grab the egg there for getting into Zelda, or into the courtyard, or into where Zelda is, excuse me, if you want, but there are faster methods that I will be covering. Another method to getting there would be to just go the way that the game intended, but I'm not exactly going to show that because I think that everyone knows that would be to go up there and then follow the path. But what I do is I come over here and I get ISG off of the sign, which is interrupting a crouch stab by reading the sign. And then I put away my sword and I target this little texture. I side hop left, I dry roll by just hitting A, and then I release target and target again. And then I turn 90 right, I dry roll again, and then side hop right. Now what I do is I see up to where my B button is just a little bit to the right of that corner up there. That angle isn't specific at all. I cancel C up, and then I hold shield and target and try and walk up. If you get stuck, you can just turn around and backflip up. And if you do that quickly, that is the current fastest method of getting here. But that's rather trivial, because if you get there fast enough, then you're going to have to wait for morning anyway. Right here, what we're going to do is, well, there's a few strats to getting up over there. One is the damage boost, which is the, optimal strat. And that is to face the ledge up there, that ledge right there, and pull out a bomb shoe, and then run. This is the pause buffered method to doing this. I'm not exactly familiar with the, unbuffered method to doing it, but this is very consistent, so I believe that this will do. Anyway, what you want to do is the frame after Link does his little dip when he jumps, so the frame after this one, or the frame after this one, so that one, or the one before it, you want to shield drop your Bombchu, and then once you see that frame right there, you want to just unpause and mash B to jump slash. Now, let's say somehow you failed the damage boost. Obviously, if I did that again, I would die. We don't want to do that because that wastes a lot of time. And it also wastes the bomb shoe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the boxes over here and line them up so that, about like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a mega flip. A mega flip is done by being invincible, shielding damage, and then backflipping in succession. And Link has a brief period of invincibility at the end of his roll, which is useful in this situation, considering I don't have Nehru's Love. So what I want to do is I want to pull out a bomb shoe while holding Z target. Hold Z target throughout this entire process, by the way. Pull out a bomb shoe and wait until the 7th flash, the 7th black flash anyway. The 7th black flash or the 8th red flash will work in this instance. If you're mega flipping on uneven terrain, you have to use the 7th black flash because that will always work. The 8th red will only work on flat ground. So now what I want to do is right now I'm holding Z and R, and during unpause lag I'm going to mash A to roll. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause to continuously get a frame where I would backflip, and that frame is the frame that Link is leaning back, like that. Link is currently leaning back, and now what I want to do is just unpause and backflip. So now we just want to wait for night. What I do here is I pull out my sword and shield, and then walk forward into that, and hold Z and shield and just hit A to enter, and now Link is holding his shield at the edge of the loading zone, so that once I release shield, he'll continue to walk through or crawl through the crawl space, rather. But if we were to go through before morning hits, then we'd be immediately caught by guards. So morning hit, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll up here and target this wall, and then just start side hopping. I didn't do that correctly, but this first guard can often snipe you if you're not quick. If you do get caught, however, you don't have to waste another bomb shoot, because the game assumes that if you've been in there, then you've pushed the blocks and woken up Talon. Anyway, you want to target that wall and then just start mashing side hop. Holding up left is how you would side hop here, given the camera angle. And you really want to pay attention to what way the guards are looking. Like, watch their heads, and that's generally how I tell when I can side hop past them. When a guard is not looking directly at me is when I side hop, and I was a little slow there. But, and if you get caught too many times, unfortunately, you'll have to wait another night cycle. And hopefully that won't happen right now. I'm gonna try. So this part, depending on where the guards are, you would react to that. And then just make your way to Zelda. Generally, now's a good time to talk about movement and other such. In this category, movement is a very important thing. So, there are a couple of really fast movement, I don't know how to word that. There are a couple of ways to move around very quickly. Rolling in intervals is very quick over relative short distances. Side hopping is very fast as child, and it's also good for lateral movement. Backwalking is very fast when you're going over long distances, but if you're going over short distances, the slow acceleration doesn't make up for it. So what I've heard is that the rule of thumb is if there's a place where it's larger than 4 rolls, then backwalking would be faster. But that's only for when you get really optimized, I suppose. So, during this cutscene, you don't have to mash, which is nice. Or at least during this part of the cutscene, it's completely just the game going all auto-scroll. Here, I believe if you mash B, you can get quick text. Yep, there we go. And then, I'm not sure that that's actually if you mash, I think it's just if you hit B, but so right here, coming up, anyway, is where we want to kill ourselves to skip the cutscene. If we kill ourselves when entering the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene, then we will die at the same, we'll die when the cutscene starts. And so we'll respawn and we'll already have the song without having to watch the cutscene. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to get into this little crevice right here. Now we're going to side hop left 6 times. 2, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to turn 90 right. And then we're going to backflip, we're going to pull out a chew and shield drop it. And then that should kill us and push us into the cutscene at the same time, so that should look like this. So you can see how the cutscene started, and then the game over screen. And that means that I did this correctly. You can either save and continue, like I just did, or you can just not save and continue. Just make sure you continue, or else you have a very annoying crouch stab escape coming your way. Now what we want to do is we want to just go become adult. We don't have to do anything else as Child Link. We don't need any of the Child Stones, we don't need the Ocarina of Time, anything like that. We just want to go into adulthood. First we want to go into the bazaar and buy a shield. This saves us an equip later, and because we have the 80 rupees to buy it, it's worth it. But you don't need to equip it because it'll equip it for you once you're adult. Anyway, now we are about to do one of Ocarina of Time's most famous glitches, and that is the door of time skip. There are several different ways to set up for this. People now use setups because the angle is, I believe, it's like 3 degrees or something like that, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting to the door so I can show you the angle. I just made sure I was in the corner, and then what you want to do is you want to align the tip of Link's hilt of the sword in the B button with the seam that's directly in front of you, so that should work. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure that I'm in the corner here by side hopping and backflipping, but what we're going to do is we're going to hold like a down left kind of thing so that we do that kind of roll. And then in the middle of that, oh, whoops. Yeah. We're going to side hop so that our side hop goes backwards. Oh, whoops. Trying to show this. But you can see how when I backflipped there, it went in a weird direction. The same thing happens when I side hop after doing that kind of a roll, if I can do it correctly. And I'm pausing there because there's, with dot skip with a sword, there's 2 frames where you can input to actually skip the door of time. And each frame has a different input. Goodness. I apologize for that. Goodness. I'm not holding down enough. That's one of my problems with this trick. Is especially on GameCube controllers, that the angle for the side roll is very finicky. And once you can do this correctly, that angle's off. What I just did there is I attempted to do a setup to get the angle for door time skip. And I'll explain that in just a second. Oh, goodness. Or I might just explain it now. This can be done from entering the Temple of Time. Goodness. That's embarrassing. But anyway. It all comes with the territory. when you enter the Temple of Time, you turn around, and you side hop, and then we're just gonna back walk to the door. And then when we get to the door, we're gonna backflip, we're gonna dry roll, and when we dry roll, we release camera, or release target, excuse me, and hold down, and then we tap left, and that should have given, yeah, that gave us our angle. Anyway, another setup for this is we come over here and we target this pillar. Then we side hop right, we dry roll and release target, and then target again at the end of the roll. And then we do the same kind of roll that we would do to clip, just like that, and then retarget at the end of that roll. And then we've got our angle again. Oh, goodness. I'm just unable to do this trick today. All of the rage. My goodness. I mean, only in a tutorial, right? There we go. Okay, so this is first frame. On this frame, I would unpause and hold left and push B to clip, or to jump slash, and then I would just go through the door of time. Wow. I didn't think I would ever clip. Anyway, what I'm doing now isn't really practical. I'm just going to skip back through the door of time so that I can show you second frame. Uh-oh. Now we're not going to clip again. We can see what I'm going to practice. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to buffer until the second frame after I'm out of bounds. Oh, no I'm not, because I didn't clip. My angle looks off, that's why. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm holding left throughout this entire thing, and I'm just pause buffering. Now, if you'll listen... There we go. Link gasped. And that means that I'm on the second frame that I'm out of bounds. So what you want to do here is you want to just hold forward and jump slash. Now, Runner Guy has a very good tutorial for dot skip, or door of time skip. It shows the inputs that you need, and I apparently need to go back and watch that. I apologize for that, but that should have covered the basics for the setups and what you need to do in order to skip the door of time. And now we have a very long cutscene. So during this cutscene, I guess I'll take the time to explain that after Master Sword, there is two possibilities for where you can go, and that would be to go directly to Shadow Temple or to go to Dodongo's Cavern first. Either way, you're going to end up going to both places. It's just going to Shadow Temple first is faster, but it is viewed to be more difficult. Because if you go to Dodongo's Cavern, then you have the use of bombs in Shadow Temple. Whereas if you just go to Shadow Temple, all you have is bomb shoes. Which, again, is doable, it's just more difficult. I'll be showing what I'm going to end up doing is going to Dodongo's Cavern first, and I'll show how Dodongo's Cavern works, and then I'll end up just showing you what you would do in each instance. I apologize for not talking much during this cutscene. It's just, all I'm doing here is just mashing A and B. You might even be able to hear it through my microphone, I'm not sure. So we're almost done. We just have to talk to Sheik, and then we're out of here. See, now this is where doing a tutorial on an emulator would be advantageous, because you could just hit F4 and you would speed up the cutscene, but nope. I play on Virtual Console because it has better loading times as compared to emulator and N64. It also has probably the best pause buffering, or the fastest rather, out of the three, and out of GameCube as well. Here we just want to save warp because the Door of Time is still there, because we never opened it. We just skipped past it. There is a way to skip past it going backwards as adult. It's just done a little differently, and it requires hover boots, which we don't have yet. So as I said, I'm going to make my way to Dodongo's Cavern right now, because I'm going to try and show off as much of Shadow Temple as possible. I can't just hack me up some bombs, so I gotta go get them. And that's basically all we're going to Dodongo's Cavern for, is to get bombs. During backwalking, I shield flick. I just, spam shield just to keep my hand warmed up, keep me moving, because I gotta go fast. So, during sections where I'm not doing much, I'm often spamming buttons like shield. As you can see right now, during my rolls, I'm not exactly spamming them. I'm waiting a bit before my second one, or in between each roll, rather. And that is because your roll has the momentum of your current speed, I guess, or let me put it this way. If you mash rolls, then at the end of the first roll that you mash, you slow down a bit. And then the second roll keeps that slowed down momentum. And so you get like a stuttering kind of effect, as you can see. And that's not exactly faster than just spacing them out, so you don't get that stuttering. What I'm gonna do now is equip bomb shoes so that we can get through Dodongo's Cavern. Here what I want to do is I want to just run up and backflip and shield drop the chew like I did in, or to skip the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene. The exact same input. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to backwalk, backflip to try and get a little bit more distance before I hit that Navitex. And I'm going to jump and try and make it across here before this pillar puts me out of reach. Just a little speed trick there. Anyway, we're gonna hit the switch so that we can open that door, because that'll get us ever closer to our bombs. And as I mentioned earlier, bombs, or explosives in general, are just extremely broken in this game. They cause for some wacky things to happen. Anyway, we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did to open up Dodongo's Cavern and skip the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene right there with the bomb chew, so that we can bring down the staircase. Here, you just want to backflip 6 times so that you can get up the staircase faster than just holding forward to get up. And then jumping over the corners is another little speed trick. So now we're just progressing through Dodongo's Cavern as if we're a child and going to get bombs for the first time. We backwalk here just because it's a little faster than rolling. Roll over that gap though. And now this jump can be kind of pesky. Usually I just wing it like so, but sometimes I fall. And you want to jump to that so that we can jump to the platform with bombs on it. Another strategy to doing so is to block into that ladder, C up so that your B button is lined up with that pop, and then roll forward, and then you should climb up. If we had hookshot at this point, we could hookshot to the bomb chest, but we are not that fortunate. So now we have bombs, which is all we came in here for. So we don't want to hit that switch because it takes time. We also don't want to bomb the eyes because that takes time. We have no use for it. We don't need to beat Dodongo because we don't need the Goron's Ruby. So what I'm going to go do now is get a hookshot and enter Shadow Temple. Look at me being a show-off. Anyway, as we know, if you've ever played this game, Graveyard is where the hookshot is being kept. And this is also where the Shadow Temple is. Now, if you forgot to buy the shield as child, or you forgot to get the rubies in the bottom of the well or something like that, you can walk into this grave, you can pull this one down, and then inside the chest that is immediately in front of you is an alien shield if you don't already have one. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get hit by the foe as I'm trying to pull over the grave. Just a little time saver there. Now, Dampe. Basically just gonna roll through this maze. Oh. Getting hit by fire takes a lot of time away. Anyway, now is when it really starts to diverge from the what we're going to do is go around here just a little faster. Then we're going to run up to this corner and hit B to draw our sword and jump slash, because that ledge is kind of glitchy, so you'll like pop up when you try and climb it. Uh-oh. That was close. And if you jump slash with appropriate timing, then you'll just jump slash up and it's a little faster than climbing. Anyway, be careful not to jump down like I almost did, because then you'll be spawned back at the beginning of the Dante race with with one heart less, and that's not a good thing. So now I'm just gonna get the hookshot out, as I've said. So here, if you were to just walk into that little black abyss, just kidding, it's just another room with a Song of Time block, but you need the Song of Time in order to get rid of the block and to progress through that room, but we don't have the Song of Time, excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk past the chest a little bit, and then side hop, and then side hop left, so that it thinks that we get crushed by the door, and then that respawns us here. So if you went to Dodongo's, okay, equips, order equips, how do you equip? Anyway, if you did not go first, excuse me, then this would be your preferred method of getting into the Shadow Temple. I got ISG off of the sign, and then I backflip, and I pull out hookshot to put away my sword, and then I'm going to dry roll and retarget. I'm going to side hop left, and dry roll and retarget, and now I have an angle that is very good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a super slide off of these bushes here. And when I do that, let me see, and I'm going to do that by using a bomb chew. So I'm going to pull out hookshot. When I ran up here, by the way, I flicked forward so that Link did this little heel click thing. That resets my animation timer so that this roll isn't a lot. It's not precise at all, excuse me. I'm going to backflip there with my hookshot out so that I don't hit the bush in front of me. I'm going to pull out a bomb chew, and when I pull out, I'm going to shield drop that bomb chew, and then immediately after shield dropping, I'm going to roll and mash A so that I grab the bush to my right, because I just did a backflip. And after doing a backflip, you have like a weird side roll animation like I did earlier trying to set up this angle. So just make sure that you don't do it at the same time, and it shouldn't look like that, just by the way. But I figured fail was going to come. I think I'll save here, so that if I fail it anymore, I can just reset so that I can keep my bomb chews. Anyway, do the heel click, and then now I got the super slide. As soon as you know that you got the super slide, you want to retarget so that you keep the bushes loaded. And then we're just going to super slide up here. Once you get to the top of the grave, you release everything. And the way that works is that the game, we never picked up a strength upgrade as child. So we aren't able to lift those bushes. And because we aren't able to lift those bushes, when we tried to grab them when we did our super slide, because the super slide is done by being invincible, shielding damage, and trying to grab something. And we did that on the bushes, but we can't pick up the bushes. So when we did that, the game kept track of our Z and X coordinate, but not our Y, because the game developers didn't assume that, you know, you would ever be changing Y when grabbing a bush. Anyway, that is one method of getting into the Shadow Temple, but I'm going to show you a different one. shield flick. The shield spam is just because, I don't know, just cause. What I'm gonna do is, this strategy involves bombs. Say if you went to the Donger's Cavern first, and you wanted to save a bomb chew, you would get ISG, or Infinite Sword Glitch by interrupting a crouch dab. Whether that be by picking up a bomb, or Navi, or a sign. And then you'd get on this corner right here, and usually, I aim my hookshot at like the second to the right grave in this little line of graves here. So I aim it right there, and then I put away hookshot, and I pull out bombs, and then what you want to do, a good method to hovering here is to watch Link's breathing. As soon as I pull out a bomb, he'll inhale and breathe up, exhale, and go down, so up, down, up. And then when he's going down on the second breath is when you shield drop and backflip. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down. Okay, so now we're on the seam again. So now, when we get up here, we just want to navigate over to the area where the Shadow Temple is. Using the hookshot to line up is pretty useful because you can get stuck on this seam and then have to do some tricky side hops or backflips, and it's not fun. Like I'm about to do. Oh no. My instinct was to hold shield so that I didn't get hit, but just pushing shield gets rid of ISG. See? So what you need to do in that instance is to either just back or hold target, like I neglected to do. I'm gonna get 20 bombs later anyway. That should be good. Anyway, I'm gonna try that again. Hopefully not get stuck this time. Only in a tutorial, right? Oh, whoops. I didn't roll, or I did a roll that time instead of, Majora's Mask stuff right there. Again, on the seam. Hopefully we don't get stuck this time. I'm just gonna kill him real quick. Those pose control you because they go to your elevation if they're active. Anyway, when you get here, you just want to get over the stairway and then face like the Shadow Temple entrance and then just side hop over the stairs here. Oh, there we go. And then that makes it so that we side hop over the loading zone for the torches and other such, and the door that's keeping us from being in here. Anyway, now that we're in the Shadow Temple, what we want to do is just progress through the first part as normal. We're going to go get hover boots, do the true spinner, and go do the silver rupee room with the scythes, the spinning scythes. Okay, so here we have to fight Dead Hand once again. Jump slashing again into the hand makes it so that I don't get caught by it and that it spawns dead hand. Adult dead hand is a little different than child dead hand, because dead hand is actually weak to the Kokiri sword, and we are not wielding the Kokiri sword anymore, we're wielding the Master Sword. So you want to, with jump slash to the sword, crouch stab, and then normal slash, and then the timing for the jump slash is the same. It's just now we have a bigger sword, so we can hit him twice with our jump slash. Alright, so now that we have hover boots, we don't have to worry about Truth Spinner. But, because you can fall if you get the wrong Truth Spinner. I'm gonna grab a heart right here. I'm actually probably gonna save. I'll save after Truth Spinner. Just so that I can conserve bomb chases and bombs and other such. Oh. So, the Truth Spinner can be one of 3 of the torches, and one of, it's either one of the back 3, so this one or the one on the other side of the lit torch is never the answer to it. But, it's pretty much just luck-based because we don't have the Lens of Truth, and see here, I got lucky. And then we're just gonna progress normally. We don't need the compass to go through this door that's directly behind me. So what we're gonna do is just go to the right here, and then enter this room. And what we do here is we're just gonna collect all the silver rupees because we need a key for later. And then if you don't feel safe rolling underneath it at the sides, then you can just shield, and they'll pass right over you. I know that there is a setup to doing this clip here. I just don't know it, because right now what we're going to do is, we're going to come down here, and we're going to clip this fence. And the fastest way of doing this is to get in this corner and side hop left 3 times. Go into C up and flick your stick right, and then you're gonna get out of C up and hit B twice. Once to cancel C up, once to slash your sword, and then after we slice the wall, we're gonna target, and then we're gonna aim for the slash so that we hit like that. When you clip like that, what you want to do is just either side hop or jump slash again. And then you should be down and up. But I didn't do that because I want to show you another setup for it. One setup that I know is get into that corner, target this wall, and backflip. And then you want a 180. And then you want to put your sword on the tip of your sword on your B button on the black line of the section of the fence, and then Z target, and then you want to get your position to the thing. This actually might be wrong. I want to try that one again. My shield turned there so that I don't lose my position. There we go, that one works. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so yeah. That would be how you would do that. And then, again, after that, you can either jump to that wheel of the boat, but I don't want to risk it right now, because knowing my luck, I would fall. And then, whoa. Oh, what am I doing? That's not my ocarina. There we go. Playing Zelda's Lullaby is hard. Hardest trick in the game. No. So what I do here is I just kind of get to the back of the boat, and I sit there with my hook shot, and then I just hit the Stalfos that are going up here, and I hit them off of the boat. Or you can fight them, or you can do what I'm about to do, because I feel as though if I don't do this strat, you can fight that one, and then you can just kind of get over here, and then the second one won't spawn. And that's what I'm going to do for right now. But usually what I do is I get on top of the back of the boat, like right there where my dot was, and I just sit there and I spam hookshot at them so that they leave me alone. Here, you just want to jump, be careful not to fall. And now we're just going to go back to the door because we need the boss key. There is a boss key skip, but it is so precise that it's only tool assisted. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way to the boss key. When we go in here, what we're going to do is we're going to run into the spiky wall, and we're going to slash our sword, because so that we can aggravate the Redead so that he screams and freezes us, and then the spike wall will pass us, because we don't have Din's fire to burn it. So that'll look like this. And then I've seen it clip with only being hit twice. I've also seen it by being hit 3 times. There is a setup to get hit only once there, but it's so precise that it's honestly not worth it. So now this part is the part that some people go to Dodongo's Cavern for, because this trick right here that I'm about to do is called a Mega Side Hop. And a Mega Side Hop works a lot like a Super Slide in that, or a Mega Flip, as I explained earlier, in that you are invincible, you shield damage, and then you side hop in rapid succession. And so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to stand like here, and I'm going to shield drop the bomb shoot, excuse me. It's going to run along this pillar, and when it gets to the tip, it's going to explode. And so after I shield drop it, I'm going to turn left, I'm going to roll and side hop, all while holding shield. The important thing to note about this trick is that it is not instant. You don't have to mash side hop or like go crazy speed with it, and you do need to wait a second, because if you don't wait a second before you roll, then you will end up storing you will do some kind of ground jump animation, which I'll explain later, because I do have to do a ground jump in the near future. Anyway, so I'm going to attempt the Mega Side Hop, and that should look like after you side hop, you should notice that Link is going backwards, which is a good sign. If Link is going backwards like this, you want to equip hover boots, unpause, hold down, and then as you start to fall, you jump smash. Now then, let's say that you did have bombs at this point, and you're over that way, on the other side of this gap. I'm just blowing this up as a demonstration. So that I can get across here easily. But what you can do is while over here, you can get a super slide, and that is done by grabbing into a bomb. There we go. I rolled, and at the end of my roll, I'm invincible. I was shielding the bomb that exploded on the left, and I was trying to grab the bomb that's on the right. And now, because I'm sliding backwards at insane speeds, I'm going to equip hover boots and just kind of coast across here. And then I just coast up north. Now for this room, you just kind of have to know where the platform is. And, the first platform is a little bit, it's like directly forward. The second one is to the right of it. But, so for here, I unequipped hover boots before I entered here. And, you want to jump slash into this cutscene so that your jump slash is stored for your crouch stab. And, Infinite Sword Glitch is interrupting a crouch stab with some kind of action, whether that be navi text or grabbing something or reading a sign or something like that. And the crouch stab has damage to your last attack. So if your last attack was a jump slash from Master Sword, then Infinite Sword Glitch will have the power of the Master Sword's jump slash every frame. So what I did is I got ISG off of Bongo's hand by crouch stabbing, quickly targeting his hand, and then hitting C up to talk to Navi. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel that, hook shot both of his hands, back up, pull out my sword, and then I'm just going to walk into Bongo with my sword. And then Bongo's dead. Just like that. Now sometimes if you don't get ISG quick enough, then you will have to dodge his hands and run around and do that kind of silly stuff. So Bongo can troll, and he is now careful on that. Some people like to stun one of his hands before he gets out, before they get ISG. And then they stun the other hand, and then proceed to screw over Bongo with an Infinite Sword Glitch. I'm getting the heart here because it's just safer. It makes it so that I don't die to almost anything. The main reason for that heart is probably for Ganondorf, because Ganondorf does 3 hearts with his little ball attack. Sadly, Iron Knuckles do 4 hearts, so that heart container doesn't protect against them. So after doing Shadow Temple, depending on which route you took, whether that be the Chew Slide, where you didn't get bombs and then do the Mega Side Hop, or you went to DC first and hovered up and then did a Super Slide, if you did not go to DC, or Dodongo's Cavern rather, then that's where you would be going right now. Since I've already gone there and gotten bombs, I'm just going to go up Death Mountain Trail and get magic. Then we will proceed from there. So now we just leave the graveyard. Exactly enough bombs to let them hang. I could have farmed right there for bombs, but that's okay. When you get here, usually one-shot that. It's faster than going up the stairs that are on the ground level there. Oh, whoops. Sloppy movement. Anyway, just rolling through here, just make sure not to get hit by Tektites or boulders. And now, normally I would go into Dodongo's Cavern first, or right there, because I do Shadow Temple before I do Dodongo's Cavern, because it's faster, and I'm able to do that. But if you are unable to do either the Chew Slide or the Mega Side Hop, then you would go and do exactly what I'm doing right now. You gotta blow up this boulder, and then this jump can be kind of finicky, but doing it from here, you want to hold like up left, and then you'll jump down. If that makes any sense. When I say up left, or up right, I meant not up left. I know my directions. When I say that, I mean a little more up than upright. And then we just hookshot that skull shell. And now what we're gonna do is try not to get hit by that guy. And so we need magic, so we go in here. Oh, sad. There we go. So again, just another cutscene where we just mash as hard as we can so that we can get it done with as quick as possible. We're getting magic here for one reason and one reason only, and that is so that we can shoot light arrows at Ganondorf. And that's really all we need it for in this run. Everything else can be dealt with pretty easily with just a couple of crouch stabs or something like that. Anyway, now that we have magic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Death Mountain Crater. This is where we're supposed to go anyway. But, I'm gonna blow up a boulder and get 20 bombs from it, because I'm a little low. And, normally you would have, I want to say 17? You would have, no, you'd have 18. 18 bombs right here if you went to Shadow Temple first, but I have one. So, I'm gonna blow up that rock and get 20. So if you feel that you're a little low, then this would be the place to get more. And so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna run and jump down here, and I'm gonna get damaged intentionally because I have to kill myself again to skip a cutscene. I'm gonna roll and then equip hover boots, and then I'm gonna unequip hover boots when I'm climbing so that my movement isn't sloppy with the zero traction. Now we're just going to exit Goron City through Lost Woods, that Lost Woods shortcut. Shot up there and then jump down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow up these rocks, and at the same time I'm going to damage buffer, and I do that by pulling out my ocarina as the bomb is exploding, and then I'm going to cancel my ocarina and then do it again, so like it would look like this if I actually had a bomb exploding. And what this will do is that'll allow me to damage myself multiple times off of the same bomb, because in this game bombs explode over multiple frames, so pulling my ocarina allows me to get damaged on every frame of the explosion. And so now we need to get to the Minuet of the Forest, but we can't because Mito's here. And so what you can do is you can get into this corner and pull out your hookshot. And then this angle can be kind of finicky, but there are multiple angles that work. And so you just gotta kind of play around with it to find it. I don't actually know a specific angle that works. You just get an angle that you think will work. Go into third person by holding Z, and then backflip over while having the hookshot out, and it's that simple. Now we're just gonna make our way to the Lost Wood, or the Sick Forest Meadow. Now, Earlier I mentioned about a ground jump, if you did the roll too early on the Mega Side Hop. This is actually where a ground jump is useful, because we don't really want to run through this maze of moblins because it takes a really long time. I'm actually going to kill this moblin because he can sometimes be pesky. I don't know where he is though. Normally you would have a ground jump right now, but I don't because I'm just being cautious. He's all the way down there. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set down a bomb, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to pull out my sword, and then I'm going to hold Z and R and try and pick up the bomb. And what'll happen, it'll look a little bit like this. So now, whenever I try and backflip now, or side hop, I'll do this little ground jump, a little jump, and that's called a ground jump. And that allows me to get on top of this maze, so I don't have to go through it. So now, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna walk past this moblin, and I'm gonna do that by targeting this wall and facing right. And then I'm just gonna backwalk, and as soon as I see his little thing past me, I'm gonna side hop right, and then side hop left, and then I'm past him. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up for skipping the Minuet of the Forest cutscene. And I do this by using the moblin, actually. I'm gonna get in a position where my side hop puts me about here, so that I'm getting pushed by his butt. And then I'm gonna I'm holding Z throughout this entire time, if you haven't noticed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause so I can get a frame perfect input here, and I'm holding down. As you can see, my cursor went from bombs to bomb juice because I'm holding down. So I'm holding down in Z right now, and during unpaused lag, I'm going to hit C right where my bombs are at, so it'll look like that. And now I'm just going to continue backwalking, and then as soon as I get to the loading zone for Minuet, I die, and I now have the Minuet of the Forest. So here, we save, and we quit. And normally I would proceed to Spirit Temple, and then go to Forest Temple to get the bow, and then we'd beat Ganondorf, and we'd beat Ganon, and then we'd be all happy, but that'll have to do it for this time. I will continue this tutorial, hopefully relatively soon, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.